What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to our weekly roundup of F1. We're going to go through the race, we're going through all the news, and we're going to get straight into the 3rd of March, and with Alpine, 2 of their key staff left, with Matt Harmon that you can see on screen. He is leader of the powertrains and has lots of experience, and Dirk de Beer also left. He is a key role in their aero, so without them, and they might be at the bottom for a few more years. But on the 4th, we got the FIA president under investigation for interfering with racing and Alonso's penalty in 2023. Something happened to do with penalties for Alonso. I think it was... So apparently it was him that reduced the penalty, so Alonso could get the podium that you can see on screen. But, yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. But also on the 7th of March, we've got Helmut Marko saying his place is, like, he might not be there for the next race. And Max Verstappen wasn't too happy about that one. And he said he would leave if he would, like, Max Verstappen would go to Mercedes if he left. Also on the 7th of March, though, we've got 100% confirmation that Audi will be joining in 2026, taking over the Stake, Kick, Sauber, whatever F1 team. And yeah, so that's good. But going into Thursday, practice 1, we've got Max Verstappen who topped it from Alonso and Perez. And yeah, so much fun. P2 came around and we had Alonso top from Russell and Max Verstappen. Gasly getting into P9 somehow in that terrible Alpine car. But apart from that, not much to say. Carlos Sainz was a little bit off the pace, but that made sense as he was replaced for the race weekend as he had appendicitis and had to get surgery, and that meant Oliver Behrman could come in, who just took pole position in the F2 not that long ago for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, is now making his F1 debut. Also happening on the 8th of March, we've got the announcement of F1 Manager 24. We know when the trailer is going to be, meaning we can probably predict the game probably to come out within the next few months. But FP3 was topped by Max Verstappen, but we also did have a lot happening. We had Max Verstappen topping and this crash from Guan Yu Zhou where he just lost it and just lost it, crashed into the wall. We also had, of course, Behrman's first qualifying session and practice 3. Verstappen topped Q1 and eliminated were Bottas, Ocon, Gasly, Sargent and Zhou. Q2, Max Verstappen topped with Behrman, Albon, Magnussen, Ricciardo and Hülkenberg out. And yeah, so Verstappen topping again. Q3, Verstappen of course topped it, and he starts with Leclerc and Perez behind him with Alonso in P4. Getting into the race, of course, it was won by Max Verstappen. A very dominant race, only lost the lead when Norris didn't pit. Perez in P2, he had an alright race. Of course, he had a 5-second penalty at the end, and that was served, and third place man could not get it, and that third place man was Charles Leclerc. He had quite a quiet race in the end, really. All he had to do was chase down the gap. Fastest lap went to Charles Leclerc. He did that on the final lap. It was a 1 minute 31.632. Good lap from him on the last lap. Biggest surprise was Oliver Behrman because, well, he wasn't meant to be racing. And then he did, and then he finished P7, I think it was, in the end. Worst driver as well, though. And I've gone for Daniel Ricciardo. He was nowhere near Yuki Tsunoda this weekend. He spun it. He had that weird spin that you saw. And, yeah, it just wasn't a good race weekend for Daniel Ricciardo. Moving on to the worst team, we've got Stake, Kick, F1, Sauber, whatever you want to call them. 2 terrible pit stops, ruined both drivers' races, and they finished in second last and dead last. Best team we've put Ferrari. I could have put Red Bull, but I didn't because that's boring. Leclerc P3 and Behrman P7. Pretty good race from them. Retirements, we had Gasly retiring on the first lap, having to pit with a gearbox issue. And then we had Lance Stroll, who did this. His engineer usefully asked, "Can you bring it back?" Rest of the grid, though, from P11, we've got Albon, Then Magnussen P12, Ocon P13, Sargent P14, Sonoda, Ricardo, Bottas and Zhou. Then the two retirements, of course, were Gasly and Stroll. If you do enjoy these videos and want me to keep going with these weekly roundups, the next one will probably be after Australia, because hopefully not much has happened from then. But apart from that, make sure to like, share, subscribe if you have enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.